Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Hey File 1, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading. We're tapping in and channeling your person's honest, true thoughts and feelings towards you in the connection at this time. So just keep in mind, it's a collective general reading. So whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. Claim it if you want. If it doesn't resonate or something isn't quite landing, just drop that and leave it behind for whomever that message or information might be resonating with. All right, you guys. So I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. All the booking details can be found in the description box below. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. I have a thoughts and feelings $25 reading too. All right, if you want to go check that out. All right, pile 1, you guys were drawn to the Howlite. Let's get the overall energy and mood that your person is in, like their default energy towards you in the connection. We have the here and now. We'll check the guidebook and see what that's going on with that. And then we have the 10 of Cups reversed, 3 of Cups reversed, and we have strength in the upright position. I'm feeling like with this strength energy here, this feels like your person feeling like they're needing to be strong because of something. This feels like trouble in paradise, that kind of an energy. Let's see what here and now says. All right, so that is, we got the number 32 showing up, or the number 5, which the number 5 talks about change. And so there could be some kind of change or shift happening in this connection between the two of you. I'm hearing something about the pot has been stirred. Somebody here may be wanting to keep the peace, maybe having a hard time figuring out how to do that. We got here and now. Essential meaning says being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. General message says everything happens in the now, in the present, only this moment counts. I'm hearing something about your person possibly getting in their head, or they're in their head, or they're overthinking or overanalyzing, even though the energy isn't fully there. Yeah, let's find out more. It says only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. In your life. Relationship message says it's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Yeah, that's what I was picking up on. There is some melancholy coming through in your person's energy when it comes to you and their connection with you, pile one. The Ten of Cups reversed could be talking about, in this context, maybe your person feeling disappointed, or maybe even feeling like their dreams have been shattered, you know, because the Ten of Cups in the upright position can carry the energy of like happily ever after, a happy family home that is like emotionally fulfilling. It can be the feeling of home, and it's showing up in the reverse here. And so I'm picking up energies where there feels like there are some things up in the air when it comes to you in this connection, or just maybe an overall not knowing when it comes to this connection on your person's part. All right, so the book goes on to say, let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. Your person, I mean, I'm picking up on like the general energy of like heartache. I don't know how long it's been since this, because this feels like a connection and separation, okay, for the vast majority of you. And it feels as if, I don't know if the worst of it is over in your person's eyes, because I am picking up on a general, like a feeling of melancholy, but I'm not necessarily picking up on like extreme heartbreak. And so I don't know if a lot of time has passed since you and your person, you know, have split up, or what the case may be. Especially with the Strength card, their overall energy towards you, pile one, and we're going to start delving deeper into their feelings for you. They could feel like they need to hold themselves back, like they got to exercise control and restraint and discipline when it comes to you into this connection for some reason. Let's find out, though. We're going to find more. Your person could be avoiding maybe an important phone call or an important conversation with you. Let's see, pile one's person, their overall honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one at this time. Pile one's person, their overall thoughts and feelings towards pile one at this time. Oh, this is true love. They opened the reading with that, okay? Or this portion of the reading. Wow, this is true love. Okay. Pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one. I'm hearing for some of you, they may have realized that too late. Because I am hearing too little too late, or a little too late, or something like that. Your real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please. Depression is kicking my ass. That might be why I'm picking up on the energy of heartache and heartbreak, but like I'm not actually, like I'm not feeling the actual energy of it. It's you know, if you're somebody that reads energy, you're going to understand where I'm coming from. And that might be why. It's because your person could be heavily depressed right now, and so they could be numbing out or trying to shut those feelings down. Because I am picking up on the energy of heartbreak and heartache, which is weird. Because the emotional rush of that energy, I don't feel it like it's backing it up, but I know it's there, and that's probably why your person is feeling depressed. You know, for some of you, if this is something new that recently happened, like you guys broke up, you guys separated, and this is like a fresh breakup, then it's like, you know, the reality of the breakup or the separation hasn't hit your person yet, okay? I am detecting heartbreak energy. I'm not, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. It's maybe you don't, but yeah, I don't know. Those of you that read energy or are able to tap into energy can understand that. So your person is like, they're distracting themselves, or they're numbing out, or they're shut down emotionally. And that might be their way of trying or being able to function in day-to-day life, right? Let's see, pile one's person. Your person is having a hard time focusing at this point in time, pile one. They could have a lot going on. Pile one's person, real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please. I keep hearing the fun is over. Okay. We will be together again. Now that is coming through with a punch of energy. Like your person has a conviction, like, you know, almost like they know. I'm picking up on an energy of maybe your person feeling like they need to get some shit together, or they need to get their shit together, or they need to work something or some things out. Many of you, if you have a family with your person, okay, kids, or, you know, if you guys were super close and you saw each other like family, it's like there is a distinct message coming through that your person wants their family back, which includes you, right? Okay, pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one. I am hearing for some of you, your person wants that quote unquote, that old thing back, okay? They want things to go back, or they wish that things could go back to the way that they are. You know, but with all this energy here, with the 10 of Cups in the reverse and the 3 of Cups in the reverse, and then we also have strength in the upright position, and I'll see if it's going to come out in the reading itself. Your person could be employing some kind of like self-control when it comes to trying to work things out with you in like right now, because they know there are some things that they need to like handle first, okay? Because I was already picking up on your person's desire for like reconciliation or reunion, or hey, we got to talk this out. But I was also picking up on the avoidance of having that conversation. And the reason why that is because your person feels there's something that they're needing to handle. Okay, for some of you, it could be a third party issue. The 3 of Cups, you know, is showing up, although it's not always indicative of a third party situation, but you know, that message is coming through for those of you where that resonates. Okay, you're already going to know about it, I feel. Let's see, pile one's person, real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Yeah, I told you they were distracted. I picked up on it. Let's see, let's get a couple more. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Okay, we also have I Know You Love Me, and it came out with making you a top priority. So I'll leave those two together as combined energies, and then let's get one more. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please. I like things right where they're at. Okay, we'll find out in what context that's talking about, okay? And then at the bottom of the deck, we've got please talk to me, but that's showing up at the bottom of the deck. I don't feel like the desire, again, the desire to talk to you. For some of you, I'm even hearing maybe to clear things up or to set the record straight. For those of you where maybe your person feels like you might have a false impression about something, you know, that message is coming through. But again, they're holding off on that. Because I feel like your person knows or feels that they need to have something handled first, okay? Or they need to clear something or someone out of the way. Let's see, where are we going here? Okay. All right, so what we have on the board, we have this is true love. Depression is kicking my ass. We will be together again. I'm distracted. And then we have the combined energies of I know you love me with making you a top priority. I'm feeling like a caveat coming through with those messages. Like that's your person's desire, okay? It's interesting to note that your person opened this section of the reading up with them recognizing and acknowledging that what you guys have between you is true love. There feels like there may have been a revelation for your person. Again, I was picking up on like your person figuring that out maybe a little too late, or that's how they feel. There is a kind of a general energy of maybe your person feeling like they're kind of running out of time when it comes to you into this connection, but at the same time they're also acknowledging they have to get something in line or out of the way, blah blah blah. We've already talked about that. And then we also have I know you love me. And so this is your person coming through and recognizing that the feelings are mutual, okay? Not only when I say recognize it, this feels like your person recognizing that their feelings are the same as yours. That may have been a question of theirs. That may have been something that they were doubting, whether or not what they were feeling towards you, whether it was really like whether it was love or not. Maybe they had a question or a doubt that the love between you maybe had been lost, but this is a recognition that the love is not lost. They feel it, okay? And they know that you love them too. Let's see. Tell me about depression is kicking my ass. Oh, and then we also have I like things right where they're at. So we'll figure out what's going on with that. Depression is kicking my ass. Let's see. Tell me about that. Tell me more. They're being very silent about it, and it could be because, you know, your person's trying to hold their head up high, and I feel like they're trying to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet at this time. They may have, or maybe they felt like very codependent, whether it was on your energy or just your person may have had a very difficult time, like just being single, right? Just being alone. They're staying to themselves for the most part. That could also be why the 3 of Cups is showing up in the reverse. This is your you know, it's funny that we have all of these energies kind of pointing towards Hermit energy. Okay. That's because your person is very much in a state of solitude right now. But they're not really in like the energy of the Hermit, which would be a lot of self-reflection. Your person is currently like they're distracted. I'm picking up on themselves like trying to shut down the feelings, trying to numb themselves out. That's not Hermit energy, right? But your person is being very quiet and pretty much hanging to themselves right now. Not just away from you, but from like overall. Your person could be using this time apart as a way to maybe focus more on like themselves, maybe focus on their finances. They're trying to handle things the best that they can, but I don't feel like your person knows yet. And again, there could be 2 different reasons why. It could be fresh, right? Like again, this breakup, or you know, the impact of you guys breaking up or separating, just it hasn't fully hit your person yet, and it could just be because of shock, right? But also it could just be your person may not be very good at processing processing emotion. All right, that could be a secondary nature for them, just whenever, you know, really heightened emotion or challenging emotion tries to surface. It could be an automatic thing with your person to just distract themselves, you know, whatever coping mechanisms they might have. Not a lot of addictive messages are coming through. This is just feels like your person just trying to focus on other things. Okay. Let's see. We will be together again. Let's find out more about, yeah, just not right now with the Chariot in the reverse. Okay. Let's find out when. Let's get an overall energy for when. They got to figure something out first. They may have gotten themselves, I'm hearing, they got themselves in trouble, or they got themselves in some kind of a hot seat, and they're having, this feels like them having to put out some kind of a fire, or maybe waiting for like tensions to cool down. Or again, this feels like, and with the Page of Wands in the reverse, you know, this could be another outside connection. This is new energy, you know, being signified here by the Page of Wands in the reverse. They could have started something up with someone else, and they're needing, you know, to get that person or to get that connection like cleared out of the way. For those of you where third party energy resonates. Let me see what else for, we will be together again when. I know not everybody here is in a third party dynamic, so let's find out more. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Your person is heavy on the energy pile one of like, yes, the two of you are going to be together, but just not like, not right now. Okay. This could be your person saying, you know, maybe when they get their shit together, maybe when they feel more like themselves. Your person is not feeling very hot right now. They're not feeling very sexy. They're not feeling very, I'm hearing they don't feel very liberated. What's got them feeling stuck, or what's got them feeling trapped for pile one's person? This is part of why your person feels like they're having to hold themselves back. I'm telling you, there's a third party involved here, okay? Again, third party could be, doesn't always have to be romantic, okay? I know that. It also could be something with work that your person feels like they're needing to wrap up. We got the Three of Pentacles showing up here. For those of you where it is a romantic third party, the fact that it's coming out as the Three of Pentacles here, that feels like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there's not romance and attraction there, but that it could just have, whatever that connection is, may have taken on more of a like roommate status, okay? If there was passion and fire, or, you know, whatever in that third party connection, it feels like the passion and, you know, the emotional stuff may have died down and settled into something. I don't know. There's an energy here of like, your person may have allowed something or someone to get in the way of your connection. And it may have been, I don't know if it was a long time coming, or if it was, you know, what the deal was, but I feel like your person allowed some kind of third party energy, or maybe even multiple third party energies, you know, whether that's people, addictions, or whatever the case may be, like get out of the way, right? Or get in the way of your guys' connection, which may have been the reason why you guys are separated now. But there is a feeling here of your person understanding, okay? There is the desire to want to step forward towards you to reconcile. There's a desire for a reunion, and at the same time, there's an understanding that your person realizes like they gotta, whatever was getting in the way of you and them, like having this 10 of Cups and even the 3 of Cups, like, you know, energy and reunion, they know they got to get that out of the way. They got to clear that space. I feel like they allowed something or someone else to get in the space of your guys' connection and mess everything up, and they're like, okay, it's like I'm hearing your person say something along the lines of like they're reverse engineering where things went wrong with you, and they're working on fixing that, right? Troubleshooting, stuff like that. Let's see, I'm distracted. Tell me more about that. Something pop out? No. Tell me more about I'm distracted. How one's person. Oh yeah. The reason, yeah, and they're distracting themselves on purpose, whether they're conscious of it or not. Okay, your person's not allowing themselves to stay very still, because it would be in the stillness, you know, where the full like reality and the realization becomes clear to your person that there's been trouble in paradise between the two of you. There's almost a realization your person is wanting to run away from when it comes to you in this connection. Tell me more about that. What is it that pile one's person is running away from? Oh, their feelings, period, point blank, okay? King of Cups here. They're running away from the fact that, you know, they have all these feelings for you and all this love for you. You know, they're in love with you. You got their heart, and they may have fumbled it or really messed it up really bad. And there's almost, yeah, I'm picking up on an ache and a void that your person is. It's there, but they're running away from it. That's why I was detecting it like mentally, but emotionally I wasn't able to tap into the feelings that somebody feels when, you know, they're heartbroken or disappointed and stuff like that. And the reason why that is because your person's numbing out. They're running away. They're using distractions, you know, trying not to allow themselves, like your person is needing to be in the present moment with the here and now, but with that Four of Swords in the reverse, they're not settling into it at all. Okay, your person is dealing with a lot of worry, a lot of doubts when it comes to, you know, you and this connection, pile one. You know, they want to reconcile, but there are doubts and fears that, you know, maybe it's too late, maybe they messed it up for real this time. All those kinds of thoughts are going through your person's head, but they don't want to think those things, and they definitely don't want to feel those things. And so your person, it's almost like I can feel them or sense them taking all those thoughts and all those feelings and shoving them like off to the side, not because they don't matter to your person, but because it's too painful. Your person is like, they could kind of feel or tap into, like if they were really to allow themselves to settle in and let themselves feel what it feels like to be separated and absent from you, and possibly even, you know, the possibility that this connection with you might be over for those of you where, you know, you're done with this person and this connection, right? They don't want to feel those things. They really don't. That's not changing the fact though that they do still, they love you. They still love you, still have feelings for you. They still think about you all the time, even though for many of you, your person is doing everything that they can to not actually think about you, or, you know what I mean? We also have, I know you love me and making you a top priority. What's up with this energy? Oh, it's just not yet. We have the Queen of Wands in the reverse, which could mean a couple of different things. That could be your person knowing your worth, knowing what you deserve, and just not giving that to you yet. And it could also be, you know, maybe pointing to a third party, that your person is no longer really all that physically and romantically attracted to it anymore. Let me double check though. Queen of Wands energy is that pile one. or somebody else. It's the Queen of Wands in the reverse here of pile 1. Is that energy representative of pile 1? No. Okay. It's a third party. For many of you, okay? It's a third party. Someone they're not attracted to, somebody they don't have any love for, regardless of whether or not they did at, you know, at any previous, you know, this is kind of a T for those of you where your person is in a third party connection, and you know about it. Your person is actually pretty antsy about that whole situation. Your person is they're wanting to make you a top priority, but it almost feels like they're having to focus on another connection, but it feels like it's for the purposes of trying to figure out how to maybe detach themselves from that person, or remove that person or that connection, or handle that connection or something like that. Let's see, tell me about making you a top priority. I just saw the Ten of Cups reversed again. This feels like an acknowledgement of what they need to do. How they need to step back towards you. If, you know, your person understanding, like if they stand any kind of a chance to, you know, make it with you again or get another chance from you again, they have to come correct in a way where it's very obvious that they're making you and their connection with you a top priority over anybody else. There could have been a point in time, pile 1, your person may have doubted their love for you, and they also may have doubted your love for them. Things in between the two of you could have been, up until this point, very confusing for your person. And if that's the case, like in your guys' separation and in your absence, like they're no longer confused. They're 100%, they're saying they're 100% bought and sold and sure that it's love on their end and your end, right? Like they recognize that now. You know, and for some of you, if your person went off in another direction with someone else, I mean, it could very well be that your person needed to have that experience. You know, I'm not saying it was right? Or that, or whatever. I'm saying that it could have taken that experience with that third party to really understand what they had. And for some of you, what they lost. Tell me about I like things right where they're at. I'm hearing your person say they had it really good with you. They just didn't know it. I don't, what's going on here? Was this like a first time? It's weird. Was it like a first, like your person's first really long-term relationship? Or there could have been a thing here where maybe your person had an idealized concept in their head of what, you know, marriage or, you know, romantic relationships should look like. And, you know, maybe for a while they were thinking that you and or their connection with you wasn't living up to that ideal, and so they may have, you know, played the field or looked for somebody else they thought would be that ideal. And it's like something about your person now understanding and realizing they had the real thing with you. I like things right where they're at. Tell me more about that, and then we'll... Oh no, we got Please Talk to Me at the bottom of the deck. I want to look at also. And then we'll wrap your guys' reading up. Pile Judgment in the reverse. They're not... hold on. Tell me more about Judgment in the reverse. Ooh. This feels like... Okay, yeah, because I like things right where they're at is coming out right underneath. We will be together again. There's multiple messages and impressions coming through in this one. So just kind of, you know, tap in and see which one resonates most with your guys' situation. But This almost feels like your person having gotten themselves into a really sticky situation, and they're needing, the reason why they're saying I like things right where they're at, you know, in other words, like they're not really feeling too much heat when it comes to like trying to work things out with you right now. It's because they got something else, like they're having to put out a fire somewhere else with somebody else. Okay, again, doesn't always have to be a romantic third party situation. It could be multiple things in your person's life that they're needing to oh, and you know what, that we got Judgment in the reverse with the 10 of Swords in the reverse. This feels like your person knowing they need to wrap up some kind of a cycle. But if you notice, Judgment and the 10 of Swords are both in the reverse, and so there feels like there's an open cycle here. Your person is are they actively working towards closing up that cycle? This almost feels like something your person has to handle very carefully. Whatever the situation that is heavily or has been heavily impacting you and their connection with you, but it feels like something that's not directly connected to you. I hope that makes sense. Something that your person is needing to put an end to, but they're trying to do it like very carefully and very lightly. But with Judgment in the reverse, that feels like something your person is needing to put something else to rest, or they're needing to let something else in their life like die or die off before they're able to make any moves towards you. And them saying I like things right where they're at, this feels like your person not necessarily being in too much of a hurry to do that. Which is weird, because I was picking up earlier on a general energy of your person feeling like they might be running out of time with you. And at the same time, so again, in this energy of your person saying we will be together again, you know, for many of you, this could be something your person is seeing like far off in the future. Okay, maybe even possibly several months and years even, where they're just, for some reason, your person just has this conviction deep down inside that you guys are going to end up together again at some point. For many of you, though, it may not be anytime soon. Okay, let's get some actual timing with we will be together again. Actually, let me look at, let's see, please talk to me. Why is that here? Oh, okay, Queen of Wands in the reverse coming up again. Yeah, you know, for those of you where it is a romantic third-party situation, your person's like, they want to talk to you, they want to reconcile, they want to clear the air, but right now is not the time for that conversation. For some of you, you're not even talking to this person because of a third party. And so your person is understanding and realizing. For those of you where a third-party dynamic, romantic third-party dynamic resonates, your person is understanding and realizing, you know, yeah, they're not going to be able to even entertain working things out with you until they get that third party situation out of the way. But something feels like it's not, for some reason, your person, they can't just walk away from that third party situation though. It's not a clean, easy break for your person. With the 10 of Swords in the reverse showing up here, this could be something that your person is trying to not have happen. That's why the 10 of Swords in the reverse is showing up in the reverse and not in the upright position, because they're trying to ease the blow. I'm picking up on some irresponsibility when it comes to your person's part, and now they're trying to kind of make up for that, right? So they could have irresponsibly, or maybe they just kind of got into another third party connection and they didn't really think too much about it. They just, you know, you see what I'm saying? And now they're realizing like, oh shit, you know. For some of you, your person could have felt like they made the wrong choice. That could have been the Judgment in the reverse too, right? And now they're trying to figure out a way to undo that choice in like the easiest way possible. Your person is not wanting or trying to not, you know, they're not trying to bring backstabbing energy, or at least they're trying See, I'm even having a hard time putting into words. So your person is trying to figure out how to make the cleanest break possible from another situation before they come back towards you. And it may, you know, I'm not picking up on a lot of intention here too. This feels like your person really just kind of leaving it up to the universe, leaving it up to God, or leaving it up to whatever that's going to bring the two of you together. This feels like when your person says we will be together again, pile one, that feels like it's coming from a place of pure faith, right? And you know, and the fact that we had the Ace of Wands show up in the reverse earlier, I mean, that's not even really your person consciously trying to manifest you in this connection back, but they are having just this inherent faith that somehow, some way, shape, or form, at some point in the future, the two of you are going to be together again. All right, pile one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this resonated, if you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor. Smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. You can become part of the family if you have not already done that. You can do that by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement in pile one. I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. Pile two. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another Pick a Card Love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and your guys' connection, all right? So just keep in mind, it's a general collective reading, so, you know, if something's resonating, do whatever you want with it, claim it if you want to. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that and leave that information or that message behind for the people that it resonates with, all right? I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. All the booking details can be found in the description box below. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are $25, including a thoughts and feelings reading. Okay, there is a $25 thoughts and feelings reading that you can get as a personal. All right, pile two, you guys were drawn to the Labradorite kitty. Let's get your person's overall main default energy. Ooh, we have yin. Okay, so I mean, overall your person is like warm and receptive. They could be kind of hanging back. This isn't, you know, yin energy is not an energy of action, okay, but it can be an energy of holding space, being open, being receptive. And so let's find out more. We have the Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Four of Pentacles, and Temperance in the reverse. I'm hearing your person is overall, when it comes to you guys in this connection, they're in an overall energy of like wait and see. There's kind of a wait and see energy coming through when it comes to your person, when it comes to you guys, pile two. Let me find out what's going on with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Whose energy is that? Whoa, that's too many. There's the Four of Pentacles again in the upright position. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. Okay, they are kind of holding back or holding off, but they're not giving up, pile two. Okay. They could be waiting to see what like your next move is going to be or what your reaction is going to be. It feels like your person's holding off to see maybe what your next move is going to be. Tell me about the Queen of Wands in reverse energy. Who is that? Okay, that's your person's energy. Yeah. They are, okay, so your person is, the yin energy coming through for your person is not necessarily a lack of interest, but it is your person kind of hanging back to see, yeah, how are you gonna move? How are you gonna respond? But I will say, even though they are in this holding space, or they're open and receptive, right, just to see maybe how things are going to unfold or how things are going to go, with the Queen of Wands in the reverse here, and that being indicative of your person's energy, they aren't necessarily they're not too confident, especially with that Temperance in the reverse here. Heavy Sagittarius energy coming through. We also have Aries and Leo energy coming through. Your person is noticing or detecting some kind of maybe like a lack of balance here. That might be why they're kind of in, what is it? Why is Temperance in the reverse? Pile two's person. Why is, oh, I'm telling you, there might be some doubt here. Your person could be hanging back because maybe they feel like maybe they feel like they can't win with you. And so, you know, maybe they feel like they're always saying the wrong things or doing the wrong things. And so this isn't, again, they're not in the energy of necessarily detaching. Now, they might be detaching from being hyper fixated on any particular outcome when it comes to you in this connection, although they do have their interests and their desires, right? They may have a preference of what they want with you, but there's almost an energy here of your person like not giving up. Again, we had the Nine of Wands coming up in the upright position earlier. This is your person still feeling like, you know, willing to live in love and with you and fight another day, right? They're not, they might be exhausted by, you know, some of the fights or the arguments or maybe the disagreements that you guys might have. But they're not over you, okay? They might be over the arguments and over the disagreements, but they're not over you and they're not over the connection, okay? Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles here, please. Now the Queen of Wands come, okay. Yeah, you know what? This almost feels like your person taking their hands off of the wheel. Again, not because they want to give up, but it's almost like if I take my hands off of the wheel, because the image that's being given to me is like your person may have had their hands on the wheel and they just kept crashing out, right? Their behaviors, their sayings, their words, their actions, or whatever may have continued to cause some kind of pain or misalignment at the very least in this connection. And so they're not giving up on the connection, but they're taking their hand. It's one of those things, like if if you're on the road, if you've driven in snow and ice and the car starts to spin out, it's just, it's a natural thing. Well, I shouldn't say natural, but it is for me because I've learned how to drive in snow and ice. I live in the plains. But, when you feel the car, the vehicle skidding out, you take your hands, you don't completely take your hands off of the wheel, but you kind of let things situate themselves out, right? You let go of the wheel, although kind of feel like holding on to it loosely. And, and you take your foot off the accelerator, off the brake, off the accelerator, and the vehicle naturally begins to correct itself, right? I feel like that's what your person's doing here, because your person is understanding and realizing, like, whenever your guy, like, whether it was just because of the conditions of things, or maybe it was your person, right? Whatever the case may be, whether it's an environmental thing or, because in the scenario that I'm seeing, it's like you can't help that it's raining or snowing or icy outside. But if your vehicle does start to skid out, you can have some influence on helping the vehicle to self-correct by lightly taking your hands off of the wheel and, foot off the brake and off the accelerator, and it will correct itself back out eventually, right? And then sometimes you can pump the brakes and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of feel like that's exactly what's going on here. This connection was on a skid, or maybe even crashed out a few times, and your person understanding and realizing, I need to kind of, let go of the wheel, so to speak, very loosely though, hoping that it's going to correct itself back out. Again, this isn't your person abandoning you. This isn't your person necessarily abandoning you or abandoning the connection. But they're hanging back because it feels like things between the two of you need to be rebalanced and need to be restored. And your person feeling like anytime they try to correct things on their own, that's when like shit really starts to hit the fan. So they're like, okay, let me just hang back and see how, you know, maybe pile 2 is going to show up or respond or something like that. For some of you, I'm hearing they're waiting on a message from you, so or a response from you. Okay, that's a very specific message for whomever that might resonate for. Yes, they are kind of holding back from you, but they still choose you. We have Judgment here with the Queen of Wands in the upright position. They still choose you. All right, pile 2. All right, we're going to delve more deeper. Pile 2's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2. One more shuffle. Pile 2, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2, please. Your person is saying they're stalling to avoid taking action. We also have that came out with remembering and focusing on the good times. Okay. Let's see. Pile 2's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2. Someone else has my heart. Okay, we'll find out what's going on with that. Anxious attachment. Whoa. Okay. Just another fish in the sea. What is going on here? Yeah, they may not have been giving you or treating you what I'm hearing is that they weren't giving you your flowers. They weren't giving you the acknowledgement that you deserved. They could have been treating you as if you were like just another fish in the sea. I thought I could do this, but I just can't. Give me one more. You know, for many of you, there we go, yeah. We're moving too fast. I know you love me. You're okay. Yeah, for many of you, I keep hearing something about crashing out, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have always checking your social media. I'll find out why that's showing up at the bottom of the deck, though. This could be your person. That could be your person's way of staying connected to you, keeping tabs on you. For many of you, you're in separation. You're not in contact with your person. And it could be because of a third party. We'll find out, you know, there is a third party indicative here. Now, whether or not it's an active third party, it could just be something in memory, because that's coming out right next to anxious attachment. Your person could be hung up on someone from their past. Let's find out. First of all, let me see. We got, I'm stalling to avoid taking action and remembering and focusing on the good times. But I want to find out what's going on with someone else has my heart. What's going on with this energy? Tell me more about someone else has my heart. This is somebody that they may have been, or at least felt like they were abandoned by, okay? Is this a... wounding? Yeah, this is wounding. Your person was done wrong and they're having a hard time. this is very much an active and open wound that and for some of you, it could have, it could have originated in childhood. This could be a parental wound. For some of you, it could be somebody that they lived with. They had maybe like they were married to or had kids with or lived with, at some point. Someone that they feel like they put in a lot of work towards, but it was never enough. There was betrayal. Yeah, there's that Ten of Swords, and then anxious attachment right after that. Your person was betrayed by somebody that, they loved very much, or at least they had a lot of respect for. Yeah, for many of you, it's a romantic, okay, a romantic interest. Is this active though? Is this person still a part of Pile 2's person's life? Or is this just a memory? I'm going to be completely honest, Pile 2. Your person is holding out hope that whoever that person is, they're holding out hope, or they're waiting for that person to come back. Okay? Whether they're doing that consciously or not, for many of you they are. For many of you, your person is consciously yeah, I mean, they're holding space for you in this connection, but they're also holding space for somebody else to return. This could also be why they're in the Four of Pentacles energy towards you guys, is because they're waiting to see if somebody else comes back. Okay? Your person has good times with you. I mean, it says they remember and they focus on the good times that you guys had, but they're honestly... They tried to move on from whoever that person is, and maybe even for a minute they thought they were, and until I feel like, I don't know, they're still holding space though for someone else to return. They're also holding space for you, but this more and more feels like they're waiting to see what someone else does, if someone else returns, okay? For many of you, this feels like your person is kind of using you possibly as, what do they call that, like a backup plan? We have, yeah, and with I thought I could do this, but I just can't. And then right next to that says, we were moving too fast and I know you love me, okay? That may have been one of the reasons why your person may have pumped the brakes here, is because things between the two of you were moving too fast. At some point your person understood and realized, like, in order for them, to really do this thing with you, it would require them to completely shut off or shut that door to the person from their past, and they're just not ready to do that. I'm going to be honest. The energy that's coming through, if that past person were to come back and ask your person for another chance, they'd pick that person over you. Okay, that's why they're in this Four of Pentacles energy towards you right now, is because they're holding out to see if somebody, if this other person wants it or takes their offer or something. Okay, why is just another fish in the sea here? I mean, when it comes to, that's that energy. They're not committed or even offering you anything because their heart does belong to somebody else. And I don't, okay, is this just another fish in the sea? Is that really how they see Pile 2? Yeah. There's not a lot of, yeah, they have good times with you, but there's not a lot of emotional depth backing that up. There may have been a lot of attraction between the two of you, physical, sexual, sensual attraction, but it doesn't feel like it went any deeper than that, because the person occupying their heart space is somebody else that they have yet to get over, that they're still pretty, you know, attached to, with anxious attachment here. They're still clinging on to the hope that they're going to be with that other person again. Pile 2. All right, so we have always checking your social media. Why is that here? Oh, your person might be seeing, like, if you're going to say something, if you're going to implicate something, if you're going to rock the boat. What's motivating always checking pile 2's social media? There's a fear there. There's the King of Wands again. Oh, this feels messy. It feels messy. I am gonna say, yeah, there's a few messages coming through for some of you. They're checking your social media to see, like, if you comment, or, you know, if you're sending them subliminal messages, or, you know, checking your social. This is always checking your social media. This could be your person wanting to make sure you're not speaking on them negatively, if at all, right? I mean, the fact that we have the Queen of Wands coming out with the Four of Pentacles now, you know, this Queen of Wands, which it feels like this other person, right? Someone else has my heart. That person, that Queen of Wands, might know about you. And it almost feels like your person wanting to do some kind of, like, damage control or prevent something from, like, I don't know. This feels messy. With the Five of Swords coming up in the reverse, it's like your person is always checking your social media, but for the purposes of making sure that things remain peaceful. I'm telling you, something feels like your person is afraid that you're going to say something, that you're going to implicate them, and that you're going to get them in trouble, possibly with a third party. Okay. Tell me about just another fish in the sea, and then we'll close your guys' reading. Yeah, I mean, this feels like them, and this doesn't feel like it's just you, but possibly using you or just other people as placeholders. They're trying to figure out whether or not, you know, whoever the someone else has my heart person, they're trying to figure out whether or not that person is really done with them before, you know. And so, I mean, it just is what it is, pile 2. You know, well, I'll comment on this and then we'll close your guys' reading. It feels like, you know, your person may have felt maybe at the time that they met you that they were ready to move on, because again, we have, I thought I could do this, but I just can't. And so they entered into this connection with you with solid intentions, but they didn't understand and realize maybe until, you know, maybe until it was too late, right? Maybe they didn't realize until they had already gotten your hopes up high. You know, they made some promises to you, and then at some point they realized they weren't actually ready. They weren't ready to move on, but it feels like in the interim, them figuring that out, you know, damaged. I'm hearing a few hearts, okay? This feels messy. You may not be the only person that that ended up getting their heart broken, or at least disappointed in the crosshairs of what may be some kind of a saga between your person and whoever this someone else has my heart is. okay? That situation could be highly karmic. And so, you know, anybody that gets caught in the crosshairs of that is, you know, at the very least is going to maybe experience some level of disappointment, if not heartache. All right, pile 2? That was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this reading helped, or if you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor. Smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. If you haven't become part of the family and you want to do so, you can do that by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card live reading. Bye. What's going on, pile 3? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? My name is Michelle. We are doing another Pick a Card love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person's true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and their connection with you, okay? So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general collective reading. So if something's resonating, awesome. I guess it depends on what's resonating, right? Just, you know, do whatever you want with that information. Claim it if you want to. If something isn't quite landing, you can just drop that, leave that information or that message behind for whomever it's resonating with, okay? I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Just check the description box. All the booking details are there. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, including a thoughts and feelings reading. That's also available as a $25 personal reading, so go check it out, you guys. Let's get into your reading. Pile 3, you guys were drawn to the Unakite heart. Your person's overall energy towards you and the connection at this time. We have the Observer, but it's showing up in the reverse. We also have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, Judgment in the reverse, and the 9 of Swords in the reverse. Heavy avoidance energy coming through. I don't know if that's like an attachment style that your person has, or if they're just avoiding you in this connection. Judgment in the reverse, it could be avoiding making some kind of a very important or needed decision. Let me see what the book has to say. The number 49 could be significant. The number 13 or the number 4. 49, let's see. All right, it says, ever think sometimes your life options are suction cupped to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? Oh, okay, that's why the 2 of Pentacles is in the reverse. All right, give me a minute, you guys. There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you're unable to perceive at present. So you're a little stuck. It's time to get advice from someone you trust. I just heard stuck in between a rock and a hard place. This feels like your person, knowing that they're needing to make some kind of a decision, but they're getting stuck. I'm hearing also someone saying, you know, they need to shit or get off the pot. I hate that saying when it comes to like relationships, you know, like why are you going to say that when it comes to commitment? You know, you either need to take a shit or get off the pot. I don't like that saying, but that's the energy that's coming through. Like, and this could be talking about like maybe your person knowing they need to make some kind of a decision when it comes to making some kind of a next level commitment to you and to this connection, possibly, right? But feeling stuck when for some reason. It says it's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of view are needed now before you can move forward. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. Your person can't see. They're not able to see something clearly. There could also be maybe like a lack of information your person's dealing with. Again, these are very general messages, so just, you know, put them as they fit your guys' situation. And they could feel like they're trying to maybe pick, not necessarily the path of least resistance, but maybe the path that's going to do the least damage with the Nine of Swords reversed. Let's see what their thoughts and feelings are towards you. We'll see if we can find out what's going on here. There's definitely something coming through about your person, you know, but the fact of the matter is too, the fact that we do have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. I mean, your person, like if they had to choose, there's, you know, there's a path that they prefer, but they're having a hard time either moving in that direction. Let's find out. Pile 3's person, your person's confused as fuck. Maybe not necessarily confused, but it's almost like choosing the lesser of two evils from where they're, you know, where they're coming from. Pile 3's person. Pile 3's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards Pile 3 at this point in time. One more shuffle. Pile 3's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards Pile 3 at this time, please. Yeah. How do I want to do this? Let's see. We got, you're my soulmate, happy where I'm at. We also have, aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? Okay. Let's see, 3 more. Pile 3's person, what is their honest, true thoughts and feelings towards Pile 3? Okay. This is coming out favoring something or someone else has my attention. I do want to point out there is another card in this deck that says someone else has my heart. This just says something or someone else has their attention. Their focus is going somewhere else, okay? But I also do want to note at the other end of that says can't get you off my mind, okay? And that's coming out right underneath soulmate. So I'm going to leave it like this. Okay, let me get a couple more so that I can, yeah, let's get a couple more. I'm hearing your person knows they need to make some kind of a change, but I don't know. They feel like they're at some kind of an impasse. Definitely a crossroads, like a fork in the road kind of a thing. They're having a hard time choosing. You know, and one of those, and the reason why this is coming up, because it feels like one of those paths includes like you on it, and then the other path doesn't, but for some reason they're having a hard time choosing either path, okay? Let's get 2 more. I'm needed elsewhere. For some of you, you know, your person has kids. This could be about, you know, their kids need them, or their family needs them, their business needs them, or something like that. But this feels like 2 paths that cannot coexist to your person anyway. They're saying like whatever that other path is, they either go down that path and lose you, or they go down this other path with you, and then whatever that other path and what was on that path, like they can't have both, right? And so for many of you, this could be like a third party romantic situation, or there could be something like that. Or maybe it's like your person, it doesn't even have to be a third party. It could just be your person, like, you know, either I commit to Pile 3 and really do this with Pile 3, or I lose Pile 3. You know what I mean? It's like either they stay single or they commit to you. It could just be something like that, okay? Again, there's something heavy here about, you know, if it is a third party, it's like in terms of like another romantic possible interest or something like that. It's not coming through in the energy of your person preferring that person over you. Okay, but there could be some kind of responsibility tied to that other person that you're, you know, you see what I'm saying? Let me get one more. Your person can be dealing with some kind of attachments. But again, they opened up this portion of the reading with "You're my soulmate." So it feels like they prefer you, but if they choose you, they got to cut off completely that other path. And that may be why your person feels like they're at an impasse, because yeah, your person feels like they are stuck in between a rock and a hard place. When it comes to romantic options, pile 3, I feel like you're their choice. But whatever this other responsibility is that your person feels they, you know, whether it's a person or a situation or something that they feel responsible to, it's like they can't, it's like they can't split focus for some reason. Which makes sense if your person is like in a third party situation, if they're with someone else that they have a family with and stuff like that. Let's get one more. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3. You know what? What's coming through too is that your person, as long as they can allow themselves to kind of, and this is what's messed up about the situation that's coming through. I can see it from both sides, though. I can understand it from both sides. With happy where I'm at, your person is stuck in indecision, and it almost feels like they're going to let themselves stay stuck in indecision for as long as they can, because it feels like they're holding two different things in limbo. I feel like you're not getting what you want from this person, but then whatever that other path is not really getting what they want from your person as well. And they're kind of in this energy of like, I'm happy at this fork in the road, because as long as I'm not choosing, I still get to dip, possibly, right? Get to dip my toes, you know, on both sides. I hope that makes sense. That's gonna make sense for those of you where it's like a third party situation. And, you know, as long as this almost also feels like your person may just not choose which path to take, and see if maybe they're kind of forced to take a path by way of like you completely removing yourself from the equation and closing down that path, and so they're forced to go down the other path apart from you, or, you know, waiting for that other path to just close itself off, and then they're like, quote unquote, forced to, you know, go down the path with you, something like that. Let me get one more. Pile 3's person still holding a grudge, and that's coming out right underneath, aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? Some of you have, you know, maybe laid into your person. Some of you maybe put your person in their place or gave them a piece of your mind or something like that. And they might be wondering whether or not you're still holding a grudge, or if, you know, at the bottom of the deck we have it was the right thing to do. They feel justified to some degree of being in the condition that they, you know, or being in the situation or the circumstance that they're in, you know, and you know, and that might, there might be some truth, you know, you may not agree with it. Let's find out. This feels so messy. Complicated. Maybe not necessarily messy, but it does feel very complicated. Tell me about happy where I'm at. Actually, let me look at You're My Soulmate. Page of Cups. They're not telling you that. They're not communicating that. This could also be talking about kids getting in the way. Not in a bad sense, right? But if kids with someone else, okay, that's more of a specific message. So whoever that resonates for, awesome. If it doesn't resonate with you, just leave that behind, okay? This feels like a you're my soulmate, but there's like a caveat, right? What's up with the Page of Cups in the reverse? They could feel like you guys have a different love language. Maybe, you know, they see you as somebody who, you know, appreciates like words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, and stuff like that, and they're like not, okay? Or they're not feeding into this connection in the way that they know. I want to specify that they know this, right? They know that they're not giving into this connection in a way that nourishes you and the connection. They are highly cognizant of that. They're aware, okay? Tell me about the Page of Cups in the reverse. Is there anything else to add for the Page of Cups in the reverse? Yeah, you know, I feel like they're building somewhere else with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse here. It's like you're their soulmate, but they're doing life apart from you. They're living life apart from you. For many of you, they're building a Ten of Pentacles with someone else. But it feels like it's coming from a sense of duty and obligation more than it is coming from a sense of love, because I'm tapping into their energy. I'm feeling them lean more towards you and even preferring you, but there's almost like they can't, for some reason your person is like, they can't fully choose you in the way that they wish that they could, because they have this whole other situation that's open and still active, right? Tell me about happy where I'm at. Tell me about happy where I'm at. Tell me more. Knight of Wands. They're bored. Okay. They might be comfortable where they're at. Now, hold on. Let me see. Is this referencing their situation on that other path, whatever that is? Yes. They're not happy, though. They're comfortable. But that's a toxic comfort zone. They're stressed out over there. They're bored. They're stressed out. It's not the happily ever after. But there is a sense of obligation that it's like, you know, and so, I mean, this is going to resonate for those of you where you know you're in a third party situation and maybe they're married and or living with someone else and they have that family thing going on over there. And, you know, I don't know, I don't want to call you the side person, but, you know, you might technically be the third party. I don't know. But this is what that feels like they're comfortable over there. They're not happy. It's not even peaceful over there, but they're comfortable for some reason, okay? Again, with that Ten of Wands coming out with, you know, them feeling like a sense of responsibility, you know, someone else has my attention. It's just kind of like, you know, I just heard them say I made my bed and now I have to, like, I'm hearing them say I made my bed and now I have to clean it. That's weird. I made my bed and now I gotta live in it and I gotta clean it. Huh. Tell me about, aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? They are wondering, pile 3, like, they're just kind of waiting for you to maybe, like, finally hit your limit. Wondering when you're going to get fed up and maybe give them an ultimatum. The energy that's coming through, though, I will say, if you give them an ultimatum, they're going to let you walk away more than likely, again, because I'm picking up on an energy where it's like they know they need to choose, but they're kind of like not choosing on purpose. Aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? Tell me about that. They're saying something along the lines, or they're like, when are you going to catch on? Not to say that the things that they tell you aren't coming from a genuine space, but it's one of those things like, you know, somebody goes into, you know, a high-end automobile, you know, dealership and they genuinely don't have the funds to be even, yeah, they can window shop and they can browse, but they're not there to actually purchase because they don't have the resources to purchase, right? It's kind of that energy, and they're figuring out, like, when are you going to catch on? It's like, yeah, the intention is real. They want to, right? They want to be able to quote unquote take you home, or to commit to you, or to commit to a life or a path with you. But they're wondering when you're going to finally realize they never actually had the ability or the capability to do that. There's even an energy here of like, they're really, yeah, the desire for it, but the intention isn't there. The desire for it is, but the intention isn't. Yeah, the desire can be there to buy a new vehicle, but if you don't have the money to do it, you're going to the dealership knowing you don't actually have the ability to, leave with one, right? And so the intention isn't actually there. That's kind of so what your person is saying, like, is, aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? They're waiting to see, like, when are you going to catch on that they don't actually have their resources, like whatever it is they're promising you, or whatever. It's like they don't actually have the capability to do that, and they're wondering when are you going to finally catch on. For some of you, pile 3, I'm picking up on your person actually expecting you to give them an ultimatum. It's almost like they're waiting for you to force their hand so that it's not them that's not choosing you. It's like you're the one that's not choosing, right? You're the one that's walking away and not them. Tell me about something someone else has my attention. Ooh, King of Swords in the reverse. This is specifically for those of you where your person is, where they're maybe married but separated, or they were in a long-term commitment with somebody, because the sword court cards, the King and the Queen of Swords, can talk about, a couple kind of in distress, right? This can talk about exes. King of Swords in the reverse can carry the energy of a husband, who might be legally separated from his wife, but maybe not yet divorced. Okay, so yeah, and the fact that it is coming out as sword energy, which is notorious, especially in the reverse, that's detached. Your person is detached from, this feels like either an ex or, a really kind of a rocky marital situation, whether they're legally married or not. There's definitely family energy here with this other person. And that's who that something or someone else is. It's your person's either ex, or it's, their estranged spouse, or it's somebody they're in a very rocky long-term relationship with. That's who has their attention, and that's who they feel their sense of responsibility is going towards. But tell me more about unneeded elsewhere. Yeah. There's the 2. Oh, wow. And there's the Queen of Swords in the reverse. I'm telling you, okay? That's it. Your person's attention, their obligation, their sense of duty is going towards, it could be with the fact that both the King and the Queen of Swords came up in the reverse. This could be your person maybe giving it one last go with their ex, trying to figure out whether or not they can make things work with that person. Okay? For those of you that didn't know, if you knew your person was married, this might, and you can check records on this, okay? This shit is public, what do they call it? Public information. For some of you, your person they're not officially divorced from that person yet. It's just a separation. Some of you don't know that, but you can verify that online, okay? I won't tell you why. I won't tell you why that's, you need to do that. I don't know I'll just leave it at that. I have somebody who sometimes watches my videos. I need to be careful about the kinds of information that I divulge, okay? But yeah, for those of you where, if you've been told by your person that they are divorced for some, and this is very specific, okay? They're not. They're separated, but they're not divorced yet, and you can verify that by checking public records, okay? Still holding a grudge. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about still holding a grudge. Yeah, this feels like you're withholding your warmth from this person. You may have shut yourself off from them. Tell me more. What was that? Oh wow, there it is again. Yes, that wanted to come out. What is it? No, I thought I saw it. The King of Pentacles. No, that's not what I saw. But for some reason I saw that in my, yeah, you know, they may have went back to, you know, their ex. That might be, you know, why you're holding a grudge. And that's going to be for those of you that know that that's what happened. And your person, and they may have told you the reason why they did it was out of a sense of obligation. Like they felt an obligation to try to work it out with their ex one more time. And if that's the case, it's coming from a sense of duty and obligation. It's not coming from a sense of them like being head over heels in love with that person. I'm picking up specifically on like we're trying to see if we can make it work for the kids, see if we can make it work for the business or whatever, finances, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Tell me about it was the right thing to do, and then we will end your guys' reading. They're not happy about it, but it is coming from a sense of, you know, your person wasn't intending, and it wasn't something that they're even really all that happy about, that they put you into competition with someone else. But your person feels like, you know, they legitimately feel like it was the right thing to do. Even though they're not happy that they kind of, not that they felt forced to make that decision. And for some of you, that may be how your person feels. Like maybe they felt like they were somewhat forced to have to choose to go in a direction away from their connection with you. But again, I mean, your person feels justified for doing what they did, okay? They feel like they had a legitimate reason to maybe have to, you know, walk down a different path away from you on it. But I will say, regardless of what is going on in their 3D, because I keep seeing them at the crossroads, they haven't actually chosen. For many of you, it's just them going through the motions with that other person, and, you know, they're still seeing the path with you on it still open. Like, you know, if they were, it's that kind of an energy. So I don't know if you walked away from them, pile 3, in their mind, you know, for some reason they don't feel like the path that has you on it, they don't feel like that's completely closed off yet. And maybe that could be because maybe you are holding space to see what happens with this person. That's so strange. Because, yeah, they're kind of over here on this other path trying to see if maybe, or what's going to happen in that situation. But they're not really choosing that either. That is so strange because I don't feel like they're using you as a backup. For those of you that feel led, explain that dynamic to me in the comment box below if you feel comfortable doing so, because I'm trying to, in my head, trying to work out a scenario where that might be true. I know that it's there. I'm not catching wind of it yet. All right, you guys, we're gonna end your reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, if it helped you in any way, let me know. Smash that like button. Also, it's a great way to energetically donate to the channel. Again, comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. If you want to become part of the family, you can do that by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you guys don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 3, I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye.